welcome to the Future Comedy Show LiveCast. This is Mike Ball here at Future Comedy Show Studios, my spare bedroom. We have a great guest today, one of my best friends in the game. He's been a radio DJ. He's a wedding DJ. He's a Future Comedy Show regular. Everybody, welcome Mr. Mitch Gill.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I thought we're doing a stand-up comedy podcast. I should probably have a microphone.
Yeah, definitely. Even though it's not plugged in, I like that you
No,
got it going on, dude.
Oh shit, you're right. It's not. But anyway, I've got a mic, and you know what? Wait a minute, my zipper's down. I don't want to do this with my zipper. There, that's better.
Good. Now you're all set. I like that.
Yeah.
How you been, Mitch?
I'm on fire, buddy. I'm so jacked to be on a podcast with you. It's great. And can I do your introduction?
You can do my introduction, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Future of Comedy podcast, Mike Ball.
I like that. Maybe you could put together like the beginning of the show because I can like run like a video before. Maybe I can have you do the background voice for me of like the Future Comedy Show.
Please welcome our first guest to the Future of Comedy podcast, Mitch Gill.
The crowd goes wild.
Yeah,
Mitch Gill.
I'd be happy to do some voiceover for you, and
I think that'd be good. That's what you did that before. You were doing voiceover work for you told me VG's.
Yeah, for a place called I'm gonna go off mic.
Okay, go off mic.
I used to do it for Zoom Digital Media in Grand Blanc, Michigan. A couple of guys own that company. I think it is now defunct, but they had me doing voiceover work for them. We did one voiceover for the Capitol Theater, for the renovation of the Capitol Theater in Flint, and this big environmental company in Flint. We did an industrial film for them, and I used to do voiceovers for VG's and talk about ground beef.
That's what's up. And real quick before we get started, if you're watching the show at home and you're enjoying it, give us a like, give us a share, and if you have any comments or questions, definitely click them in there, and we will highlight them because we cannot see who is watching, but we can see comments and we can see who is liking, if people are liking the show. So this is Mitch Gill, voiceover work, wedding DJ, freaking yep, they're just throwing another like on there.
I've had
exotic male dancer Mitch Gill.
Eric Walensky says I have a colored and sordid past where I've done all kinds of different jobs. I did 8 years of pizza delivery and maker. I used to clean airplanes, commercial airplanes.
I did not know that you did that. Are you part of the Mile High Club, Mitch?
No, I used to clean these. This is in the 80s before they did background checks. And I had a job cleaning the airplanes like DC-9s and 10s and that for US Air and Piedmont Airlines. You're too young to even remember those.
These aren't places no more or what?
Oh, they're not even airlines anymore, but they were big in the 80s. And
I love this relative. You know Piedmont Airlines, the original spirit of the air.
Do you know them?
You know Piedmont. You've flown Piedmont. This is just getting Mitch on the podcast is a whole pain in the ass. Just getting him online into the browser has been a whole thing. We're supposed to go live at like 7:00, and it took him like an hour. It took him 40 minutes to figure out that he was putting the link into the Google search.
Let's say for the record, I did call Mike.
Back when I drove Piedmont Airlines, we didn't have this problem.
I called Mike at 6:30. I said, let's do a dry run through to make sure we don't have any technical difficulties.
Yeah, we should have started at like 5:00 yesterday.
He says, that's what my show is all technical difficulties. So we had a boatload of them.
It's definitely a boatload.
Let's get back to the airport. The Myrtle Beach.
Tell me about it. So you're working at Piedmont, right?
Myrtle Beach.
Up on the commercial airlines.
Myrtle Beach.
Find anything interesting or what?
Myrtle Beach Jetport in South Carolina. I used to drive one of those little airport vehicles around, the kind that would pull all the bags of luggage. And I would pull it up to the bottom of the airplane and I would hook onto the airplane and suck all that blue chemical fluid out of the poop tank of the airplane.
Is that how you got? Is that how you got into show business? You learned how to suck fluid. You're like, show business would be perfect for me.
No, but occasionally I would get it on my hands and it would stain my skin. It was pretty weird and gross, but I'd empty that out and then I'd go in the airplane and I'd vacuum and I would pick up, lost change and somebody would leave a Wall Street Journal and I'd crawl into the cockpit and I'd sit up there and eat peanuts and read the Wall Street Journal, and it's just loaded with buttons and switches and all kinds of things. And I'm thinking, I can't believe they let me on this airplane. This thing's going to haul hundreds of people tomorrow. And they're letting a goofball like me in here to clean. And
they just let you on there. They just let you in the cockpit with the Wall Street Journal. Too bad they didn't have like cameras back then. You know what I mean? That'd been a nice photo op for you.
Oh, absolutely. No cameras, no nothing. They just let me in there. And it was a weird, fun job.
So did you get some free nuts? Is that what you did over there? You got some free nuts from the plane?
I still have U.S. Air and Piedmont playing cards, like decks of cards from.
And so you're in Piedmont, you do that. What leads you to radio? What gets you into the radio game?
I had visions on being a disc jockey since I was a kid. I always wanted to do it. I grew up in the Detroit area, so I would mimic all those DJs. And so I thought it would be really cool to be on the radio. Cut to 1987. I'm in Myrtle Beach and I'm making pizza, drinking beer with my friends. And the radio station, WNMB in North Myrtle Beach, goes off the air one night because they didn't have a midnight guy. So I call up there. I says, hey, why are you going off the air? He says, our midnight guy quit. I said, I'll come up there right now and do a radio show. And the guy says, no, but you can come up and probably intern and then eventually get a shift. And I did. It took me a couple of months of interning and sitting with the 7 to midnight guy. But then they did let me have a 1 night a week shift. And then that blossomed into the full-time midnight shift. And then I wound up quitting there and going to a rock station to make less money to do midnights there. And just started a crazy roller coaster of the ridiculous business of radio for 13 years.
And here we go, Mitch. We got our first comment from the magician Brad Cook. He said he heard a deck of cards and he popped in. That's what's up.
He's a miraculous magician.
Miraculous.
I worked with Brad a couple of times, and every time he disappeared.
He disappeared on you?
Yeah, he's just gone. I was like, where did Brad go? He's a magician. He disappeared.
Dude, Brad's dope. I love when Brad comes to the show, and like we'd go up do a show up in Traverse City, and then he like does this balloon trick where like he like sucks like a whole big ass balloon down his throat.
Yeah,
and he like was going around trying to pick up chicks at the bar next door, just going Yeah, they were digging it. Brad was killing it. Melissa said, "Where is your next Saginaw show at? Or where is your Saginaw show at? It is at Crooked Creek, May 5th. Hot lineup. We got Jason Allen, Eric Walensky, Chuck Bates, and Steve Cass on that. That's a hot lineup.
All those guys bring the fire, and then you bring a torch, flamethrower.
Well, we get them. But yeah, it's that's nice. So I mean, I keep getting off track with you, Mitch. So you get into the rock station, you're pumped up. Hang on a second, we got one more question about the show. What time? Doors at 7, shows at 8. There we go. There's Melissa.
Where can they get tickets?
Where can they get tickets at? Oh,
yeah.
Shit, dude. I like this. Boom. MikeBall.com.
What? Get out of here. You just pop a link up there? Dude,
I can pop links, dude. I can do anything. This software is amazing.
Bro, you are popping links.
Dude, popping links. 2 in the pink, 1 in the link, buddy. And look at this is even better, bro. Look at that. How do you like that little ticker, buddy? Look at that. Mitch Gill.
That's amazing. I had to tilt up from my bifocals.
Yeah. Dude, so I feel like you're like so amazing. Like it's the first time you've ever seen an iPhone. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
so. Did I lose you?
No, I'm here. I thought you were gonna say something. You pulled up the microphone like
Is
you
this,
got
is
something
this
nice.
it is. Okay, we're good. We're still good. So okay, so I worked in radio in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for several years, and then I came up to Michigan.
Wait,
Uh,
and let's stay on Myrtle Beach before we get to Michigan.
okay.
How was that? Was there a lot of babes getting after the Mitch Gill back in the 80s?
No,
No.
no, I did have sex with a couple of listeners.
Oh, are you supposed to do that, or is that against like radio etiquette, dude? You're not
Yeah,
supposed to fuck the listeners, man.
yeah. You could do that. They were of age. One was
Well, thanks for clarifying, you weirdo.
yeah. One was a woman that was in the Air Force.
Oh yeah. So
And she
you're always into like air things.
yeah, she was cool, and we dated for a while. And then another one, her name was Anne, and she gave me the crabs.
She gave you the crabs.
Yeah.
You're like, caller number 8. Caller number 8. If you call and you're lucky number 8, you can give me the crabs. Is that what you told him?
She gave me the crabs. I was not happy about that. And actually, I was in the shower in 2000. No, wait, not 2000. 1988, going into 1989. I was in the shower at New Year's Eve, on New Year's Eve, with SU 2000 soap, whatever, rubbed all over my body and letting it sit on my body for 30 seconds so it could kill the crabs at the stroke of midnight going into 1989. And I'm just standing there. I hear Dick Clark in the other room doing the countdown. I'm going, 1989 is going to be a much better year. I'm going to not have sex with any women who have the crabs. And things are going to start looking up for me.
Christy Scott with the butt just dropping the crab emojis all over you, dude. Christy Scott just gave you crabs again.
Yeah, you want me to tell you when I realized I had them?
Wait. Well, one thing that brings a whole new meaning. You know how Myrtle Beach always sells crabs, like, and you just got yours for free. But no, tell me what the meaning is for it.
So okay, so I was doing midnights on Rock 98, the Strand's only rock and roll, and I reach up and I scratch my neck, and my hand comes down, and I feel a little something between my fingers, like a little neck booger or something like that. And
a neck booger. Oh my god, bro!
My hand comes down on the back of my commercial log, which is a stack of paper stapled together that shows me when to play the next commercial, and whatever was between my fingers falls onto the paper. And with my young, perfect eyes, I look down and I see. I'm like, what the fuck? And instantly I jerk my pants down to my knees and look at my private area, and I go, oh, I've got the crabs. Meanwhile, I pull my pants up and my song is coming to a close. So I grab my headphones and I throw them on and I say, and there's Led Zeppelin on Rock 90 coming.
Oh, great. We lost Mitch. This is the thing.
Eric, there we go.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if
Are you there?
Yeah, I can see you, buddy. Mitch
yeah.
Gill's
Okay. Well, that was
in the woods where they got 5 pizza places but no internet. No. We got Lizzie Marie here, Lizzie Walensky coming in here saying Mitch, and then
I was
Christy Scott with the butt acting like she's shy. That's what's up. Yeah, we love Liz. We love Christy. We love Melissa. Thank you guys for watching, definitely. And thank you for commenting and sharing and liking our stream, because that's how we move up in the algorithm so everybody can know about the one time that Mitch had the crabs in the 1980s.
So do you want me to continue the story?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to hear
Okay, that. So I realize I have the crabs. I throw my headphones on and calmly say, there's Led Zeppelin on Rock 98 coming up. Aerosmith. Dude looks like a lady. I play that song. I jerk my headphones off and I go, oh my God, I was freaking out. So I called the hospital, the emergency room, and talked to a nurse. And I say, I'm Mitch Gill. I'm at Rock 98.
Mitch Gill, you tell us the first thing. Hey, you need to know. Mitch Gill, radio DJ. I've got crabs. I've got crabs.
I'm like freaking out. And she says, calm down, Mitch. Everybody gets them.
And Mitch Gill of the radio. I've never had crabs.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're sitting at home and you got crabs, hit the like button right now if you ever had crabs, just so we can know. So Mitch,
everybody I've told that to says, Mitch, that nurse was wrong. Not everybody's had the crabs, but
I've never had the crabs.
Yeah, so she says when you get off work, go to the drugstore and go to this section, and you'll find the soap. Buy the soap, follow the directions, and you'll get rid of them quickly. Don't worry about it; it's not a big deal. So
that was before he was a vegan. Before Mitch was a vegan, he was a lot more fun, dude. He was out there banging listeners and getting crabs and playing Led Zeppelin, dude.
Yeah,
listening to Aerosmith. That was a good old day. Now he's a vegan. Yeah. Listen to, I don't know. No, you listen Miley Cyrus. I love Miley Cyrus.
Oh, what would I do if I got the crabs now? I couldn't use the soap and kill them because that would be wrong to kill an animal, right?
Yeah, you'd keep them, dude. You'd have a little freaking crab house, dude. You'd probably feed them, dude. You'd probably just put them back in the ocean, little crab ocean.
No. Oh, that was crazy. I did get rid of them, and long story short, I did not tell anybody at the radio station that I had the crabs. Didn't tell my roommates that I had the crabs.
So do you think people are just getting crabs like from like just being close to you? Do they jump? Do crabs jump like lice?
I don't know. That one I rolled right off my neck. It's like
it was crawling all the way up you.
They were everywhere on me. I had them all over the place. Needless to say, I did not go back and see Anne anymore because she was infested with the crabs.
Hey, Mitch, that kind of reminds me of the first joke I ever learned in when I was in elementary school. We used to tell jokes on the school bus. It was like kind of like our hobby on the way back and forth to school. And I remember this is the first joke I ever learned. I learned it on the school bus, but it was about two fleas, right? And this one flea goes to his cousin's flea, right? And he's like, "I'm cold." He goes, "What?" And the cousin flea goes, "Why are you so cold?" He goes, "Well, I got in this biker guy's beard, and he rode Harleys all through the winter, and I'm freezing." And he goes, "Well, I'll tell you." The cousin flea goes, "I'll tell you what to do. You find a nice lady, and you walk right up her leg. You find this little sweet spot, and you'll know when you're there. It's a sweet spot. It'll be real warm. You can stay there all winter, and you'll stay warm. It'll be perfect." And then the next spring comes around, and he visits his cousin flea again, and he goes, "Brr, I'm cold." And he goes, "You're cold. Didn't you do what I told you to do?" He goes, "Yeah, but somehow I got stuck in that biker guy's beard again." That's pretty amusing when you're in elementary school.
I like. Actually, I wrote a joke today. You want to hear it? It's short.
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay, so Prince Charles has become King Charles III, right? Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking he could do whatever he wants. If he were to take up songwriting, he could write some music. Then his music would be royalty-free music, wouldn't it?
Royalty-free music.
Actually, it would never be royalty-free.
Royalty. That's a dad joke for you.
Thanks. I wrote that today.
Mitch Gill, daddy jokes. That's your next radio station. Mitch Gill at the 12 o'clock hour with daddy jokes.
Thanks.
These are the ones you could take to school, kids.
You can. Yeah, they can totally do that royalty-free. His music would never be royalty-free.
Never be royalty-free.
It would constantly be royalty.
Never.
I can't see King Charles.
Okay, so Mitch, what happened after you got the crabs? What happened with your career after that?
Oh gosh, let's see. I think I switched and I jumped ship to Sunny 106.5, the Beach's sensational FM.
Oh, I like that. That sounds sexy.
And
you're like, get me out of here. There's crabs everywhere. And then you're like, going to the beach.
Well, the rock station, WGMB, Rock 98, was purchased, and they fired everybody.
Oh, you got fired?
Yeah, that's radio. So we got fired, And then I went to Sunny 106.5, and that station was weird. I did middays there, and I also worked on the morning show some, but that was interesting. It went through its management issues, and I was basically program director for a few months of that station because I was production director and program director because we didn't have anybody running the ship.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I helped make
I
sure
like how you're bragging it up. I was the program director. Yes, I was.
I dabbled, but
Big Mitch here, program director.
I was never really program director. So then I went. Where did I go from there?
Well, wait. Tell us why. Tell us why it was so weird, though. Why was that place so weird? You said it was weird.
Because this guy Bob owned the station, and he would have to call New York and talk to a guy named Stewart and get more money because we weren't making any money, and we could hear Bob in his office asking Stewart for money, and then he would hang up and he would kick the garbage can and he'd be yelling and screaming, and it was insanity. It's like, what is going on? But that was radio. It was nuts. So I went from Sunny 106.5 to Y103, the Grand Strand's 12 in a row station. The country.
Wait. So let's role play. You're Bob and I'm Stu. Okay, show me.
There's some serious darkness there, Mike.
Yeah, you do Bob, I'll do Stu. I'm the guy in New York. You're Bob.
I'm Bob. Stuart, this is Bob. We gotta have some more funds because we didn't make our numbers this month, and they just need to have some more money.
God damn, Bob! I gave you $10 last week. What'd you do with it?
You don't want to know what Stuart and Bob were into, Mike.
They were into cocaine, weren't they?
No, they were into each other.
Oh, they were fucking.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Sugar Stew here, and Bob, I'm cutting you off, dude.
And this is the craziest thing. Bob was like this mutant of a man. He was like, he had no neck, and he was always sweaty, and he was just really weird looking. And Stuart was a super thin, super prim and proper dude, the $100 button-up shirt and $80 ties, and he drove a Mercedes, and they were gaying it up in the office back there. It was really, really weird.
Hell yeah, bro. So you're listening to him, you're like, oh yeah, this is getting my radio DJ disc going.
I didn't see or hearing of. I got that all secondhand from another guy, another one of the DJs. So I wound up leaving there for Y103, the Grand Strand's 12 in a row station, country station, and I worked middays there, and I actually took a pay cut and was making less money there, and it was the number 2 station in the market. And I sounded like a really good announcer on the air, and I was making so little money. It was poverty wages, so I had to keep making pizza the whole time.
Oh shit! Hang on, one Mitch.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold it 1 second. We're gonna keep.
This is all
right
totally
right back to the pizza story, but I want to acknowledge this guy is watching.
Yeah,
we got Eddie Berto said, "I just seen you both last Saturday, and you guys were awesome."
Oh,
so let's give Eddie Gilberto some love for coming out to the show. Thank you so much for coming out. And he says, Mike, I see you, which that's a little weird. I don't know if you see me on the podcast or
he's in the bushes out front.
And then Christy Scott says, everyone needs love, even fucking Bob and Stu. And that's what this show is about.
Bob was giving you love from behind.
Hey, however you want it.
Yeah.
Eddie fucker. All right. So Eddie, if you want to come to another show, Mitch will be in Richmond on Friday with myself and the Future Comedy Show. We got Camro, Steve Cass, and Kara Karachi. That's a hot-ass motherfucker.
Yeah, I love Kara.
I have the 6 kids. Oh, it's Eddie, dude. Eddie
with the 6 kids?
Yeah, that's the guy that gave me the bag of Dro.
It was super.
Thanks, Eddie. Eddie's the shit, dude.
Eddie was great.
And we got, I'm going to make up a clip for you, Eddie.
Actually, Eddie and I saw each other in the bathroom, and he said, hey, that was great, man. We went to shake each other's hands, and it was kind of got awkward there, so we wound up just elbow bumping.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it.
Yeah,
that's how you do it. Hey, Mitch, tell Eddie about the time that we were at the show in Gladwin after everybody left, and then that lady tried to trick you into coming down to the strip club, and
yeah, this is nice looking woman. She
was hot.
Yeah, she appeared to be potentially in her 40s, maybe late.
Hot.
Yeah, and she was really trying to convince us to go.
Laying it on smooth on Mitch. She was giving him the butter me biscuit eyes.
Us to go to the strip club, and we wind up not going because Mike had an appointment that night.
Yeah, I did.
So I went back and I said, in retrospect, Mike, I think she possibly could have been a professional, maybe a madam, and she could have been trying to recruit us to go blow some dough down at the strip club, and maybe I don't know, hook up with some
she was counting your pockets, Mitch. She's seen that you just got paid, and she's looking at you going, this vegan's ready to get some crabs again.
I was not down for that. So we didn't.
Heather Bradley's in the house. She announces herself. I'm in the house. Hell yeah, dude. What's up, Heather? We love you. Thanks for popping in. We're talking to Mitch here. We're going through his career of show business.
So do you want to know how wings or how Y103 went?
Oh yeah. Well, hang on a second. What kind of appointment did you have that night, Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah. Well, you know how you and Chuck are, and you got your appointments with Chuck yet. So Yvette there, yeah, she got some kind of appointments with with Chucky Bates, and I had the same kind of appointments with what? Yeah, Mike, with maybe Stephanie who popped up here. She got an appointment there. Nice little appointment.
Yeah.
You guys know each other, Stephanie and Mitch. Obviously, you guys know each other.
I love Stephanie.
Yeah, everybody loves Stephanie. She's a sweet.
Stephanie is a beautiful,
sweet piece of pie. And Heather says, "I remember Mitch from Hills for Thrills." Yeah.
Yeah. Man. Hi, Heather.
My appointments are nightly. Yeah, Chuck laying down that dick. Go, Chuck.
Yeah, Hills was the early days of my career.
That was the beginning of your comedy career. We just jumped forward a little bit, but we can.
Yeah, I owe like all that to you for you and guys like Drew Campbell who are putting up those early shows in my career back some 9 years ago. So
I can't believe you've been doing comedy for that long already, Mitch.
I know COVID kind of sucked a couple of years out of it though. COVID.
Not for me. COVID were the best years of my life.
Oh man, no. Very
that's like COVID was like smoking pot before it was legal. You know what I mean? Like getting laughs and it felt like wrong. You know what I mean? You're out a little dirty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's raw dog in the air, dude. Just sharing ice cream cones.
Yeah.
Just crazy, dude.
Okay, so you want to go to Y103?
Yeah, you went to the country station. It's the second one. They're not paying you shit. You're doing pizzas. What happened?
And I'm doing that for like a year, and I meet one of my best friends, Chris Palmer, who went on to become a record rep, and he was one of the integral players in making Rascal Flatts what they are today, which is one of the biggest country acts ever. Chris Palmer was a major player in their success in convincing radio stations all over the nation to play their music.
Are they the band that said "Life is a Highway" and they're gonna ride it all night long?
Exactly.
Well, that's how I felt on Saturday night, dude.
That's the appointment that you had.
That's what life is a highway.
That's right.
Yeah. And, that's what
broken road. Yeah. So anyhow, I'm at Y103, and I'm doing that. I'm doing a good job in middays, but I was making $12,000 a year, Mike.
Wow, that's comedy money, buddy.
That's all I was making for full time on the air. And so I go to my boss, Gary Moore, who's dead. Thank you.
Did you kill him? Why'd you?
No, he's gone. I'm sure he got some disease and died.
Dang, Mitch.
So I go to his office and I say, Gary, I got to have $15,000 a year. $15,000 a year.
You laid your dick on the table for this one.
He looks at me and he says, Mitch, you're not worth $15,000 a year.
What?
Yeah, that's what he said. So I walk out of his office. I get halfway down the hallway. I stop. I turn around and I walk back in. And I said, I quit. I'm moving back to Michigan and live with my parents and look for a real job in radio.
Damn.
And I did. I quit. I moved back to Michigan and I got a job making $26,000 a year at a smooth jazz station in East Lansing, Michigan. And I got my own place. And, you know, this is back when I was in my early 20s. So
damn, like $26,000, like $1 million back then.
Oh yeah, it was banging. I was doing great. And so
what'd you do with your first paycheck with that 26,000?
I don't know. I bought a Honda. Yeah. Hatchback. It was sweet.
Holy shit.
I had a cool apartment in Williamston, Michigan. And yeah, it was great. Life was good for a year and a half. That was at WXMX, the smooth jazz station in East Lansing, Michigan. And so that lasted until we were purchased and everybody was fired.
Is that the general theme of radio? Is that radio stations get purchased and everybody gets fired?
Quite often. And then some stations will stick around forever. Like, Flint has had a pretty good record of some really long-lasting radio stations, and from the smooth jazz station, I wound up coming back with mom and dad for a short time, and then I got a job up in Lapeer, Michigan, at Wings 103, and I got a job there. Yeah, I was working 7 to midnight there. And then I switched to mornings, and I had the morning show for about 4 years there.
What'd you talk about in the morning show?
Oh, I just did all kinds of stupid stuff. I'd have guests. It was topical. We just have fun and just BS and play some music. This is back in the grunge era, 93 to 98.
Oh.
Yeah.
Glory days.
Yep.
That was it. What was the craziest thing that happened at that radio station? What would you say? Did you ever see a booby?
What's that?
I said, did you ever see a booby?
No boobies. I had a tattoo artist come in and give my co-host a tattoo, and she almost threw up. So that was fun. I had lots of co-hosts. It was Mitch and Russ, Mitch and Tommy, Mitch and Sherry, Mitch in the Morning Wood.
Mitch in the Morning Wood? That's the show you're putting on now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a one-man show.
It's a one-man show. It's a one-man band coming from Mitch's bedroom. Mitch in the Wood in the morning.
Yep. So yeah, it was a crazy career. But awesome. Now I do. Now I'm on a show called The Future of Comedy Show, and I like that a lot.
Heather was there from the very beginning when you used to do the good old beer mug for the tip jar. That was the days.
Oh yeah. We'd hand around the beer mug, try to get some dough, some gas.
Yeah, dude.
I got $5 for gas. This is great.
Scooter says, "Hi, baller. Boobies are great. Boobies are great. Yeah, that's probably the.
I like them.
I like them a lot.
I like them a lot.
That'd be a good perk, dude. We've been doing comedy forever, man. That's we've had a lot of good times, you and I, Mitch.
Heck yeah.
We're glad to have you on the team, and I'm glad that you're going to be on the show Friday in Richmond at Strikers. So if anybody wants to see Mitch live or they want to see me, I'll be in Richmond at Strikers this Friday. And you can get your tickets at MikeBall.com. Let me see.
He's not stuttering. You actually have to do that twice.
And if you want to support me, you can get on my Patreon, patreon.com/IamMikeBall, for some too hot for TikTok action clips never before seen. You can see Mitch Gill naked on my Patreon, patreon.com/IamMikeBall.
I'm not really naked. It's just the upper right-hand portion of my butt cheek. That's it.
But it's a good butt cheek. So now you've been sober for some time. How long you been sober for?
I quit drinking when I was 50. 6 months after I went into stand-up, I quit drinking because I noticed a couple times I got on stage and my speech was a little slurred, and I thought, this is stupid. I can't be not thinking straight when I'm up here because I got to have my act together so I can get through my set, have some fun, and create something. So I thought booze is not part of it. And I thought I'll have one slip up driving home from a gig and go off the road or kill somebody because I fell asleep. And I thought that's just not cool. So
not worth it.
Life
is
without
the viewers back at home, Mitch Gill is the one who inspired me to get sober off alcohol.
Yep.
He said, I got a DUI, listening to the Ted Nugent Stranglehold in the parking lot in Candlestone in Belding at the Candlestone Resort. And I had to spend the night, eat a damn bologna sandwich in jail. And I got out, and the first person I called is Mitch. He was on the show the night before. I told him about my terrible night, and he said, Mike, you got a bright future ahead of you. You should stop drinking and just focus on your career. And that's what I did, and I appreciate you, Mitch. Like, that's probably some real good advice you gave me, and I really do. And everybody watching, the 14 live viewers at home that are watching, this is the man right here that got me sober.
Well, thanks. I told you you need to treat your life like a business. I said, and get it straight so you can handle everything. So get off of, don't drink anymore. And I'll be darned, you did, and you've called me out in groups of people and said, right there, that guy right there, he helped me quit drinking. And it's always very flattering when you say that. And I'm really proud of you because you've built a really cool comedy empire, if you want to call it that, out of hard work and determination. And I'm really proud of you.
Christy Kidman likes it. Christy Kidman, thanks for watching.
Thanks, Chris.
Heather Ann says, proud of you. Thank you very much, Heather. Yeah, I remember Mitch said, hey, you don't want to be like Bob calling Stu for bail money. You gotta get it together, Mike.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think my life's been a lot better since. And then you embarked on a new vision. You became a vegan, and you got me halfway on it. I've been eating eggs and fish, but no red meat. So you got me onto that. What's the benefits of being a vegan? Why do you do that besides being getting slender?
It will take you down to your ideal weight, and you'll stop right there, and you'll be exactly that weight. You'll never have to worry about weight again. It either prevents or cures almost all sickness and disease by just eating whole food, plant-based items, and you live a long, healthy life. You have a lifespan that matches your health span. So you'll be healthy until you're done living. And that's what I'm considering that will probably happen with me. I figure somewhere around 105, maybe 100.
How long you're going to live for, Mitch?
I think so. And I think I'm going to be healthy the whole time, riding my bike and being flexible and healthy and pretty fit. I gotta do some more exercises. I do stretch, and I ride my bike, and I feel good. And every time I see an old person shuffling around with a cane, overweight, I look at them, and to myself, I say, fuck no. There's no way I'm going to do that or let that happen to me. I'm going to stay healthy and feel good for my whole time. So that's what plant-based living does for me.
And that's why I knew that we weren't going to go to the strip club. And I told that lady, I said, Mitch ain't going to no strip club. He rides a bike with a helmet. You know what I mean? He ain't going to the strip club, dude. He ain't trying to get...
I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks of me, because I feel great. I feel amazing. I wake up feeling so good in the morning. It freaks me out. I like to tell people I wake up with one eye open, looking at the closet to see if Ashton Kutcher is coming out with a camera, because I think I'm being punked. That's how good I feel.
And I have seen, and I've been watching it, Mitch. You do have a lot of energy. You're always positive. I could see you like you do full days of work, and you work with people who have brain injuries now at the
Yep.
lighthouse. You work a full shift and you kick ass all day, and then you go drive 2 hours to a gig and kick ass again. So your diet has to be giving you some great energy.
Yeah, thank you. I think it really does. I think it fuels the day. I always feel good. And I will also say that I've been gluten free since 2011, and I think that's a big hindrance to most people, is those refined carbohydrates in wheat. I'm not just saying it's the gluten. I think it's the whole package of wheat is not good. If you want to eat, oats or buckwheat, then that's great. Have bread, stuff made out of that, but not wheat. I don't think it's good for anybody. I ever have heartburn, and my sinuses are better, and I just feel really good since 2011. So I'm still in the honeymoon phase on the whole gluten thing 12 years later, thinking plane's gonna crash, but it hasn't. And I've lost 45 pounds when I quit eating that stuff.
What had a more positive effect on your life? Going gluten or going vegan?
I'm gonna say probably the plant-based has a little bigger effect, because I'm really maintaining this weight perfectly. But both have been as rewarding, and I think the combination of both, it's extreme, sure, but do I feel good? Do I not get sick? I had COVID once, and I haven't had a cold in over a year, and I think it was healthier for even a longer stretch before that.
And I know Scooter's watching out there. Scott, I know you're watching out there. And Mitch told me that it gives you strong boners.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I can get boners without taking pills. I'm 58. I'm going to be 59 in June. And if anybody's listening that has erectile dysfunction,
Scott,
that is,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah. Come on, Scott.
Rob, Brad. No, joking.
Eddie. That's a notification telling you that if those arteries are clogged that are making your penis limp, then there's other arteries in your body that are clogged also. And those arteries go to the heart. And they're the ones that'll give you a heart attack or a stroke at an early age. And strokes are really becoming more common at younger ages. And it's because of the standard American diet, which is sad for short. And I'm sure people like Eric Walensky are laughing at me right now. But who will be laughing, when I'm 105 or 108 and I still feel good?
And you just get the hardest dick in the old folks' home.
Yeah, and I'm still getting boners at 105, and other people are. You know what I like to tell people? Do a death inventory. Go through your life and look at your family members, friends, acquaintances who have died, and write down on a piece of paper their name and their cause of death, and let the math. Wait, hey, it's dark, but let the math do the work for it. And if you see, you see stroke, you see diabetes, you see heart attack, you see, all these different, you see cancers, then you go, maybe it is the standard American diet.
Yeah, the sad diet, you call it. The sad diet.
If you eat a whole food plant-based diet, you don't get any of that stuff. Oh, Mitch is crazy. He's an idiot.
No, I think you got it right, Mitch. I think you do. I think that it's got to be tough because you get one life, so you gotta enjoy it. So you gotta taste a little bit of goodness, but also you should be planning your life as if you want to live it a long time. That's for sure.
I did for 47 years. I ate like an idiot. Then I quit eating wheat, and that felt great. And I lost a lot of weight. And then I quit eating meat and dairy and eggs, and I felt even better. So You live and
Scooter
learn.
said, "If you saw my wife, no worries, broski."
Scooter, it was Scooter. He was there at the show in Gladwin.
No, Scooter, I know you had to meet Scooter. He's been at like 1,000 shows, and
Oh,
his wife Stephanie, and yeah, he's trying to lay his dick on the table. I got a hot wife. It gets hard. It's a hard. Oh.
Well, good for you. So I'm glad it's still hard.
Okay, so what? So we're getting close to the end. What can does it help with any other? Wait, does it help with any other dysfunctions?
A ton of them. Yeah, attention deficit disorder. It helps with that. It helps with multiple sclerosis. Yeah, it helps with that. How about what's that one? Lupus. You can reverse lupus, and people think you can't reverse. Well, you sure can reverse lupus with a whole food plant-based diet.
That's crazy. You think a lot of people that feel like shit is just because of what they're eating?
Yeah, and the sad thing is we've been raised this way. We're supposed to eat crap, and we're supposed to get lymphoma at 62 and then live with it for 10 years and die from it and have 10 years of crap life, and then you're dead at 72 when you're missing out on 25 years of good life with your grandkids and kids and great grandkids. It's a ripoff. So you don't have to put up with that. You can fix it by just changing what you eat. And I tell people watch some documentaries. Can I tell them?
Yeah. Tell them all about it.
ForksOverKnives.com. Go there and watch the documentary Forks Over Knives. Watch The Game Changers on Netflix. Watch.
I think that's the one I watched with you, The Game Changers.
Yeah,
that was the one. The Game Changers was the one that really got me on the thing because they pulled out. So they pulled out the blood. They had a test where they had athletes who
3 football players, college
football players, and they did the guy who was eating whole food diet, vegan diet, and they pulled his blood out, and it looked like a clean, like brand new oil. It looked like clean and crisp, and you could see through it. And then they had the guys basically do the vegan diet, and they had the same blood. And then they did the one where they started eating meat and red meat, and it just looked like you could see it looked like dirty oil. And that's like if you think about your heart and your body like a car, and your blood as an oil, and you're seeing that eating all that fat, like the fat off the steaks, is basically clogging your arteries and slowing you down. Like almost you could feel it. Like if I had Coco Loco, love it, tastes great, but if I eat it, I'm literally going to take a nap like right after. Like I'm done. That's it.
It goes into your bloodstream right away, and you feel that effect. Or you eat you eat some good whole foods that are the whole things, like some whole cabbage or broccoli and cauliflower and avocado and nuts and seeds, and you actually feel good after a meal. You don't feel listless and lay down and take a nap and get heartburn and all that crap.
Bro, I remember when you told me about fenugreek. Mitch was so pumped. He was like, dude, I got this secret thing that you can put in your food, dude. Makes your dick hard. Everything with Mitch is about getting your dick hard.
Dick hard. Fenugreek, I've had 2 tablespoons full today, and it makes your pee smell like maple syrup.
Yep. And that does. I was playing basketball with the boys, and they were like, dude, you smell like maple syrup. I was like, this is... And it does. So I got it too. You know what I mean?
It's the craziest stuff ever. And I eat it every day. And I figure I'd much rather smell like maple syrup than BO.
That's it. Yeah. You never really smell like BO.
That's the truth. So also watch What the Health on Netflix. That's a really good one to watch. And Forks Over Knives and The Game Changers. Those are all really good documentaries to watch so people can figure it out.
And if you want to see Mitch Gill, he'll be performing Friday in Richmond at Strikers, and you can get tickets at mikeball.com, FOCS. Actually, it's right on the main page. You don't even have to put the FOCS.
Is that a bowling alley?
That is a bowling alley. Another
Are we
bowling
gonna?
alley. You want to go bowling after?
Yeah, you want to throw a game?
Yeah, I'll throw a game. I'll throw some balls, brother.
Let's do it.
Varsity bowling, Swan Valley, brother. I didn't.
I
didn't start or nothing, and I missed a lot of the meets because I was all hungover in high school. But varsity bowling, no doubt. No.
I want to bowl with Cam Rowe.
You want to bowl with Cam Rowe? Oh my
You
god,
think
that'd be so fun to see Cam. Hey, you guys have any questions for Mitch before we get out of here? Any questions for Mitch Gill?
They can't have any questions. I've told them everything about me in my entire life.
Well, you didn't tell them how you delivered carpet.
Yeah, I didn't deliver carpet. I sold flooring. I was in carpet for 7 years. It really was convenient because it was right after radio. So the 7-year depression was when I was selling carpet. And I told my bosses I was depressed. I had depression, and they said that you completely faked it out to us. We had no idea. And I said, well, I'm a performer. I put up a front so that they couldn't tell. But
So
it was, a couple of years after that, I quit eating wheat, which made me happier. It makes your mind happy.
I like that.
Crazy.
I like that. We do have a question for you though, Mitch.
What's
I'm
that?
sorry about your carpet days. Lizzie Walensky asks, "Who's your favorite comedian, Mitch?"
Gosh, that's a tough one. It's a close call between Mike Ball and Eric Walensky. Number 3 would probably be Bill Burr.
Yeah, Bill Burr's almost up there with us.
Yeah, and I like Nate Bargatze. He's real good, and Mark Maron. Probably.
I like Mark Maron as well. I like Mark Norman. Mark Norman and Big J Okerson and
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr, Louis C.K., Bill Bouchard.
Bill Bouchard, he's huge.
Let's give me a thumbs up. Anybody else have any questions for Mitch before we get out of here? Lay it on thick. Ask him the deep, dark questions. Ask him some stuff that the world should know. What should the world know about Mitch Gill? Mitch also has a cat named Balls.
I do. He's outside right now.
Yeah, and he lost his balls during the winter, and the balls ran away, and he was just yelling, "Where's my balls?"
Yeah. Yeah, I'm yelling for balls in my backyard, and it turns out he was locked in a Jeep right next door. And he could hear me in the backyard calling for him, and he's locked in this Jeep, sub-zero weather for 5 days.
Oh,
and
my God.
My neighbor went back to the Jeep just to clean it off for the fun of it, he and his daughter, and there's balls pops up in the window. He's like, "What are you doing?" So he lets him out, and I had to pay to have the vehicle cleaned, but he kept his business to the floor mat, and he survived. He did fine after 5 days being locked in a vehicle with no food or water.
Yeah, cats are stronger than you think they are.
They are amazing. He also
your cat's sweet.
He also was attacked somewhere in the neighborhood and had his head, like you could see the puncture wounds from 4 teeth in his head and a big chunk out of his head above his eye. And I just cleaned it with peroxide and kept it clean and rubbed Neosporin in there. And that healed up so fast, and he survived. He was great. So I think he spent a few lives in the Jeep and from getting eaten. He's still got a couple left though.
With the 9 balls of the shit, dude.
He is.
I whenever I come over, I pet Balls.
He does.
Balls is a good cat. Balls is a good cat.
I hire the neighbor kid to feed him when I'm gone, and I said, yeah, he's really easy. You just put the food in the back porch, and you stand on the back porch and call him and say, "Balls, Balls, has anyone seen Mr. Gill's balls?" I saw him this morning. He's real snuggly.
Yeah.
So that
sounds pretty much like a Mitch Gill thing there. All right, so nobody has any more questions for Mitch Gill.
Thanks for having me on your podcast,
dude,
Mike.
This is my favorite. This has been so good, dude. You're a great guest.
This has been the Future of Comedy podcast, starring Mike Ball with special guest Mitch Gill. I'm your announcer, Mitch Gill.
I think that we're gonna use that. We got to get you over here, and we're gonna have you record some stuff, and then that will be the intro. We need a badass intro for this, dude, because I see some of these podcasts that got like the dopest intros ever. I'm
available for badass intros.
We're getting there. Well, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. This is the Future Comedy Show livecast. This has been Mitch Gill. We appreciate you. Like, share, comment, and let everybody know about the show this Friday in Richmond with Mitch Gill.
Yeah, it's Strikers.